So this weekend, I reconciled my business accounts for the month of October. And I knew it was a good month, but I didn't realize it was a record month by that far. So I made $50,000. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because I also reflected on how I made this record month. And it kind of goes against everything that I first learned as a relatively new coach and goes against a lot of what we're preached to and rammed down our throats or have rammed down our throats on YouTube and Instagram, which is more is more. Because the crazy thing about the month of October for me is that I just didn't work that hard. My wife and I have just moved to this beautiful town north of Lisbon from Madeira, and I've really allowed myself loads of time to enjoy this place. I've been walking loads, I'm learning capoeira, I'm learning how to surf skate, I'm working out loads, I'm meeting up with some really cool people, and I'm just really allowing myself to enjoy life. And it seems to me like the less I work, the less I actually care about growing my business, the easier growth is. And it kind of comes to something that I just say over and over and over again to my clients, is that the most profitable thing you can do is become someone others want to follow. And that's really something that has led to the success in October. But on reflecting on how I created this record month, I kind of came to 10 points, which, as I say, kind of goes against everything of what I was taught. And I just wish I heard these 10 things at the start of my coaching journey. And I really hope there's just one thing in here that kind of changes the way you think about growing your coaching business, because I see so many coaches focusing on the wrong things. And heck, I focus on the wrong things. And sometimes I still get lost in it. I see so many coaches focusing on virality, reach, audience. But I just promise you, you do not need a massive audience to have a very, very profitable coaching business. My email list is only like 600 big. I have 2,500 followers on Instagram. On LinkedIn, may have 500 ideal clients following me. I've got 8,000 followers there, but most of them are my previous world. YouTube, I have 1,000 subscribers, which has grown a lot recently. So you just don't need a large audience to have a very, very profitable business. Because if I was to kind of really narrow down what these 10 things I'm about to talk to you lead to, is retention and depth. Retention and depth have changed so much for me. And the more I focus on retention and depth, the more my business grows. But what's beautiful about this is I just have such a deep knowing in me in this strategy, and I have such a deep knowing of compound growth. I know that in a year's time, my business will be way over 7 figures because of these 10 things that I'm really focusing on. And I want you to really open yourself up to this, really allow yourself be coachable and come at this with a beginner's mindset rather than oh, I know that. You may know this, but are you doing it? Because it takes real courage to focus on this stuff that I'm about to share with you. So the first thing I will share is under promise. I'm sure you've read this book. If you haven't, it's a great book. There's so much in it. But like a lot of other coaches, I read it and I was like, cool, we just overpromise, back it up with a mega guarantee, and just hope that they won't take all the actions and won't ask for the guarantee. And I fell for it. And I created a lot of clients from that place. But none of those clients stayed with me for that long. They came, they realized, oh, actually this is quite hard work. And they didn't get the fast results that they hoped for. Some did, some didn't. The ones that did kind of stayed, the ones that didn't, they left, and they left to the next strategy. So my strategy now is actually under promise and just tell it how it is. In a world of charlatans who are ramming these strategies down your throat of making 7 figures in 7 days, and if you don't, I'm going to pay back, whatever it is. Like, I have been there. There's no judgment there. I have been there. But I want to do business a different way now. And the more I just tell the truth that, yes, I can help you get to 10, 20, 30K months, but it's hard. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes discipline. It takes systems. It takes working on yourself. The more I tell the truth, the more I attract high quality clients that stay with me for longer. So yes, I may make less money in the short term, but I work with better quality clients that stay with me over the long haul. So the first is go against everything that this book kind of says and actually under promise. Now, number 2 is over deliver. And I just want to read you a message that a client of mine WhatsApp me. She said, Joel, you need to be sending this to your mailing list because I feel the value that you are offering is pretty incredible. And she took a screenshot of an email that I sent to my community outlining all of the things that I'm delivering over the next few months as a bonus. Now, I did not add these bonuses as a strategy to get more clients. I wasn't even going to communicate this to my audience. I am just so obsessed by over delivering, so obsessed by getting my clients results that that's my focus with these workshops. I polled my community and just asked them, hey, what are you guys struggling with the most? Where do you need the most help? And on the back of that, I went and created bonus workshops that they haven't paid for. I know, in fact, that my clients are underpaying me. And that is part strategy, because I'm in this for the long haul, but part just being a good human. Just my strategy in business is creating 10x value versus what they pay me. Because, yeah, as I say, it's good business and it just makes me feel good. So the second thing is over deliver. The third thing I want to say is over care but undermined. So let me give more context to that. So I once outsourced my self-worth to my clients' results. I.e., if my clients didn't get results, I would lose myself in getting them results. And I would essentially take that personally and tell myself all sorts of stories that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't a great coach. And that led to, as I say, going way too far actually for my clients and almost doing their work for them, not empowering them with personal responsibility. And it was exhausting. And because of that, I didn't actually want to create more clients, because one thing I really want you to hear in this is that we will not grow into pain. And because every client that I created more pain in my mind, I didn't want to create more clients because I was selling myself. I was losing my soul to every client because I outsourced my self-worth to my clients' results. That was when a mentor of mine, a guy called Stephen McGee, who's been a coach for the last 30, 40 years, said to me, Joel, you have to care but don't mind. And that just really landed in me. Now I deeply, deeply care, more than most coaches you'll ever know, about my clients and their results. But I also don't mind. And it's, I know, a play on words, but it is really potent and powerful, because I can now see the line at which I'm going a step too far and actually taking away my clients' power. The same goes with sales. Like, I care about whether people sign up with me, but I also don't mind. And it's that sweet spot that really creates magnetism, because I'm totally unattached to the sale. And the people that come onto calls with me or consume my content, I hope, can sense that, because it's real. Like, I genuinely do not mind. I do not take no's personally. But I also care about my audience. I care about my clients. I care about what people say about me, but I don't mind. The caring is natural. We naturally care what people think of me, us. But the trick is not minding. I know this is nuanced, but this is really, really powerful stuff. So I care, but I don't mind. The fourth thing is surprise and delight. Another client sent me this message this morning. I'm assuming you sent me that Essentialism book. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because I am constantly surprising, delighting my clients. If I think of a book that my clients would enjoy, I don't think about it. I just get onto Amazon and I immediately send it, or I tell my VA to send it. I just don't overthink it. I don't second guess myself. And I am sending out multiple books a week just on the back of a thought. I'm constantly surprising and delighting my clients. Sometimes that's a book. Sometimes that's a voice note. Sometimes that's a word, a note of encouragement. But surprising and delighting our clients just shows them that we are thinking about them. And I do think about my clients all the time. I obsess over them. I'm obsessed of getting them results. I'm not minding about it, but I care deeply. I meditate on my clients often, and whatever comes through me, I don't second guess myself. I don't judge the thought. I don't worry about what they might think about me. I just send it without any attachment to what it could mean. So I really want to invite you into that place of just kindness and caring and surprising and delighting. One of my business models or strategies or principles, I suppose, is just caring and being the kindest person in this space. And it's a strategy that, again, makes me feel amazing. It makes me proud of who I am, but it also leads to clients that feel supported and loved and clients that stay with me for longer. So number 5 is working with clients who inspire you. And this kind of comes back to that point I shared earlier, that we won't grow into pain. Trust me, I have created clients from lack. I have created clients who I just didn't like, didn't want to work with, but they had a credit card, they had a heartbeat, and fuck it. I needed the money. And that's okay. I have no judgment for that. And if you've created a client in that place, I totally get it. But at some point in your coaching career, I would invite you just to set a standard. I've set a standard for myself that if I wouldn't go camping with the person I'm speaking to, I'm not going to work with them. And it's led to working with people that I just love spending time with. I love their minds and who truly inspire me. And what this does, it forces you to kind of raise your game, and actually it helps you be a better coach, because the best way at getting better at coaching is coach better people. I'm sure you've coached that dream client before and you've come off sessions and gone, wow, like you're energized, you're inspired, and you're also like, wow, I can't believe I get paid to do this. And the more clients you create like that, the more you're going to want to create clients like that. Life just becomes super exciting. Like I had a time in my coaching career where I'd look at my calendar and see certain clients and go, oh, there's no judgment to that. But now I look at my calendar, I see my coaching clients, and I'm genuinely enthused about working with them, and I'm excited about working with them, and excited about what's going to come up from that session. As I say, I love their minds, I love the way they think, and they inspire me. And that has led to me becoming a better coach, me raising my game, and again, leading to better retention. So working with clients that inspire you is a great way to retain clients for longer, because clients that inspire you are often big thinkers, and big thinkers are easier to work with for longer because they're constantly expanding their vision. And that's really one of the main ways I've retained clients for years, is that I'm constantly expanding their vision. And the way I do that is expand mine, and they can see that growth in me, which I'll get to later. Number 6 is depth over width with long form content. So I had a client sign up with me recently without a sales call, and he's paying like $1,500 a month, and he just came out of nowhere. I opened the doors to the ECC for a couple of days, and he reached out and said, yeah, I'm in, send me the details. And I was like, where have you been? I've not seen you. But when I spoke to him, I said, look, how much do you know about me? How much of my content have you consumed? And he said, I've watched this video 5 times. I've taken pages of notes with all of your videos. I've listened to 20 of your podcasts. And that's why the sale was so easy, because there was so much context there, was so much trust built. And this is what long form content does. Short form content is great for awareness, but long form content is what takes your audience deep. I have so many assets, so many long bits of long form content that are doing so much work for me whilst I'm sleeping and just building trust. Google found that your audience needs to spend about 7 hours consuming your content before they get to a buying decision. Now, 7 hours of short form content of 15-second reels, that's a lot of reels, and that's going to take you a lot of time to get there. So my recommendation is to start with long form content as soon as possible. In my first years as a coach, I wasn't a fan of doing video. I actually had real blockages about speaking to camera. So for me, writing was my vehicle for long form content. So it doesn't need to be video if you're not there yet. Writing is perfectly fine, but definitely encouraging you to find a way to take your clients deeper. And actually, for most coaches, they don't have an audience size problem, they have a depth problem. For most coaches, you already have a 6-figure business with your current audience. Even if you didn't create one more lead, one more follower from your current audience, you probably have a 6-figure audience with a 6-figure business with your current audience. And the way you do that is with depth, by taking people, your audience, deeper into how you think, into your systems, into your mechanism, into your stories, building that know, like, and trust factor. Number 7 is create a life you actually want first. I love my life, and I am unapologetic in my pursuit of loving my life. I've got to a point where I'm just, anything that creates any stress for me, I'm just saying no to. And that, even that, if that means I'm not growing my business as fast as I want. For example, I don't have Instagram or email on my phone. I don't have LinkedIn on my phone, and I just don't want to have any social media on my phone, even though I probably could make way more money by having those on my phone. But my priority is my life. Like, I just want to have an amazing life, and my business is there to fuel it. And I'm just unapologetic in that. I see so many business coaches like talking about volume of outbound and like just do more and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but you're going to sell your soul, mate. For me, my life comes first. And if my business fuels my life, I know that in the time that I'm going to work, you've got all of me, because this creates my life. My clients create my dream life. So therefore, I'm all in with my clients. I'm all in with getting them results in the time that I'm working. And this also creates such magnetism. My business model is pretty simple. Create my dream life and share to others how I got here. Now, I know that sounds all nice and fluffy, right? But actually, to create and live my dream life is taking me a lot of breaking past patterns and conditioning of working harder and doing more. Right now, I'm working less than I ever have. Still probably overworking, to be fair, and I'm still trying to work through that. And I really feel that tension. When I'm chilled, when I'm relaxing, when I should be working, I have so many stories, so much guilt, but I'm working in just noticing that and letting that go. And I just know the more I create my dream life and work on myself, the more magnetic I become. And this also comes to that point I said earlier, we will not grow into pain. If your life gets worse as your business grows, you're not going to want to grow your business. It's pretty obvious, right? For me, as my business grows, my life gets better. And I've set up my business model to do that. And it's exactly what I teach inside the ECC. Number 8 is be fueled by your vision, not by pressure. One of my mentors, a guy called Alistair Gray, he once said to me, there's 2 ways to be driven in life, Joel. And the analogy he used was, if you take a supercar and put standard 95 unleaded in that supercar, it will move the car from A to B. But you could put super unleaded with nitric oxide and all the other stuff that you can put in fuel, and it's going to get there much faster and further. And the super unleaded with the nitric oxide and what have you is being fueled by your vision, that pull motivation, rather than that push motivation. I've operated most of my life from that push motivation, from that pressure, from that just chastising myself and just beating myself into obedience. And it works, as my mentor said, like, it does move the car, it works. But I didn't move as fast and I didn't go as far. Now I'm pulled by my vision. I am super excited about the life and the business I want to create, but there's absolutely no rush in my mind to get there. I have a 10-year vision to take the ECC to 25 million a year and help over 1,000 coaches become totally financially free. But that 10-year vision is big, yes, but there's zero rush in getting there. And because it's a 10-year vision, I know the importance of setting up the foundations now. I know the importance of doing YouTubes, mastering the skill of storytelling, of communicating. I'm doing this now for my future self, not for clients right now. And the irony is this actually leads to client right now, because again, your audience will be able to feel the non-attachment. They'll be able to feel just you, your being. And for me, one of the biggest shifts I've experienced is being fueled by that vision, that large, grand 10-year vision, versus that push, that pressure. A sweet spot is combining a bit of both. I do kind of think there's a bit of time and place for a bit of push, designing your environment, outsourcing your willpower. That's a totally new video. But really being pulled by a vision, you will become unstoppable. It's certainly been true for me. Number 9 is do the work, and I mean all of it. I once heard this quote: you don't have a business problem, you have a personal problem showing up your business. And it kind of slapped me in the face because I'll be honest with you, you and I both know you're not just one funnel away. It's a very great, it was one of the best marketing lines of all time. Russell Brunson is a ninja at marketing and a ninja at making us think that there's one secret away. We're one secret away from a totally different life and business. And I got suckered into those messages all the time. And sometimes I still occasionally do. But you're not just one funnel away. You're not just one ad away. You're not just one post away. You're not just one offer away. But you are just one deep transformational coaching container away, or one retreat away. That's the truth. And the more I work on myself, the more my business grows. There's no place I won't go with inside of myself. I am constantly working myself. I'm constantly working with a coach. I'm going on retreats. I'm doing men's work. I'm sitting with shamans. I'm doing so much deep work, and there's no place that I wouldn't take myself. There's no feeling that I wouldn't feel. I am so vulnerable and so willing to go to the uncomfortable. Firstly, because I know it's how I enjoy more of life. I know it's the way to become more present and release blockages within me. And the more blockages I release in me, the more of me that comes online. And the more that me that comes online, the more able I am to bring my audience more online. And the more able my audience are to feel me, to feel my presence, and the more my business grows. So if you're not working with a coach, I'd invite you to pursue that. If you haven't been on a deep transformational retreat, I would invite you to do that. Work on yourself first. A mentor once said to me, you can't take someone where you haven't been yourself. So if you want to take your clients deeper, go deeper within yourself. My clients have stayed with me for years now because they can sense, they can see the growth that I've gone through, and I'm able to continually take them deeper and deeper and deeper. There are some clients that I might work with perhaps for life, because I am so committed to this journey and they can feel that. And every time I renew, I say, what are you thinking? And they're like, oh, 100% we're renewing, because they see the growth in themselves and they see the growth in me and they can see the trajectory that we're on. This is how we retain clients, by really starting with ourselves. The final one is start with simple wins and then go deep. So one of my clients has now spent $80,000 with me, and the first product that he bought of mine was a £25 5 a.m. club, 2-week 5 a.m. club challenge. 3.5 years ago, he signed up to my 5 a.m. club challenge. It was a 2-week challenge, and I over-delivered in those 2 weeks, and I got an amazing result. And he saw the shift of waking up earlier, and he then trusted me in a 3-month container. And in that 3-month container, again, I over-delivered. I coached him super powerfully, and he experienced huge transformation. I then re-enrolled him in a greater vision and re-sold him into a year-long container. The same happens. In that year-long container, we went deeper. I got bigger and better results for him, and re-enrolled him into a second year by expanding his vision and re-enrolling him in that second vision. And again, we've just re-signed for a third year by going through that same process, by expanding his vision, re-enrolling his vision, and for him seeing the growth within me, as I said before. But it came from one simple outcome. And I think sometimes coaches make the mistake of offering a fluffy transformation to start off with and discounting really simple results. So my recommendation to you with this is, what is a really simple outcome that you can almost guarantee getting your clients? Because my business really changed when I started my 5 a.m. club. And I just knew, firstly, what it had done for me. Winning my morning, getting up earlier, completely transformed my life. And I had an exact formula to help, for others to get there. And I just knew if others followed my formula, I knew they would get the result. That conviction led to a lot of sales. And I got lots of people great results. I transformed a lot of people's lives by helping them wake up earlier. Got them that result, and then because of that, they trusted me implicitly. So that's when I made another offer to a greater transformation. Again, get them that results, they trust you even more. But it all started with one simple, tangible outcome versus a big, fluffy transformation. So don't discount really simple, tangible outcomes. Now, when you get this stuff down, aligned clients, a life you love, genuine relationships, and business just grows naturally and it doesn't feel hard anymore. Retention, depth over width and volume. That is my recommendation. I hope this has been useful. If it has, go ahead and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. As I said, I'm here for a long time. You will see me in 10 years still speaking this. I so love coaching. I truly believe coaching can change the world. And I'm driven by helping coaches share their message and package their unique gifts, because most coaches are great at what they do, great in who they are, but they're focusing on the wrong things and they're not good at packaging themselves. That's something I'm really skilled at, and I'm able to play the inner game with the outer game. So if that sounds like you, go ahead, give me a follow, and I am so grateful for you to stay this long. Sending so much love, and bye for now.